NT, Westfield High School Library. Late afternoon, sunlight slants through the tall arched windows, casting golden stripes across oak-paneled walls and worn wooden tables. The murmur of pages turning, soft whispers, and the occasional cough drift through the spacious room. At a table tucked deep in the corner sits Emma Hathaway, 17. Composed, stunning without trying. Long dark hair cascades over her shoulder, and her delicate features are marked by quiet intensity. She's bent over a stack of AP chemistry notes, furiously scribbling in a notebook, completely immersed. The door suddenly slams open. Boom! Several students jump. 3 figures strut into the library. The air shifts. The chatter fades. Jake Morrison, 18, walks like he owns the building. Blonde, athletic, charismatic in that dangerous, privileged way. He's flanked by Tyler Brooks and Marcus Johnson, both varsity players, both shadows of their golden leader. Emma doesn't look up, but her body stiffens. Int. Library. Continuous. Jake scans the room. Predatory. Then he spots her. Jake, voice echoing. Well, well, well. Everyone looks. Emma's name suddenly has gravity. Jake strides forward, that smirk on his face, the one that has manipulated half the school into submission. Emma looks up slowly, calm but alert. Emma, slowly, measured. Can I help you with something, Jake? Jake spins the chair across from her, straddles it backward with practiced arrogance. Tyler and Marcus flank him, boxing her in. The once quiet corner now suffocates with testosterone and entitlement. Jake, grinning. Prom's coming up. And I've decided, you're going with me. He delivers it like a royal decree. Emma doesn't blink. Emma, that's flattering. But I already have plans that night. The smirk falters, just for a second, then flicks back on. Tyler, smirking. She doesn't know what she's saying, bro. Jake, low, intense. Let's try that again. You're going to be my date. His smile sharpens into something dangerous. Emma, sternly, rising. Then I'm sure you'll find someone else who's thrilled. If you'll excuse me. Emma gathers her books, steps to the side. Blocked. Tyler moves right in front of her. Marcus shifts left. Her exit is cut off. The entire library is now watching. Emma's face stays composed, but her eyes, locked, alert. Jake, rising, voice like steel. Nobody says no to me. Emma, there's a first time for everything. That strikes a nerve. Jake, you think you're better than me? He steps in close, too close. The scent of protein powder, cologne, and something rotten hits her. Jake, conteed. Do you know who my father is? I could ruin your life with one phone call. Emma's fingers tighten on her books. Her knuckles whiten. Tyler. Listen, China doll. Emma, cutting in, fierce. My name is Emma. Jake. You've made a mistake. Voice. OS. Is there a problem here? Everyone turns. Sophia Martinez, 17, 5 feet 10 inches, captain of the girls' soccer team, confident and unafraid, storms into view, fire in her eyes. Sophia. Get the hell away from her. Jake instantly recalibrates. A politician's smile returns. Jake, smiling. Just a friendly conversation. Prom invitation. Sophia didn't look friendly. He steps back slowly, leans toward Emma. Jake, low, deadly. This isn't over. You'll regret this. He turns, striding away. Tyler and Marcus follow like lapdogs. Emma finally exhales. Her hands tremble slightly as she sits. Sophia, softly. You okay? Emma. Yeah. Thanks for coming in when you did. Sophia, snorting. What a psycho. Ordering you to prom like he's buying a car. Emma forces a smile, but her chest tightens. Sophia. You know he's not going to let this go, right? Emma nods, slowly, thoughtfully. Emma, let him try. In NT, hallway. The next morning, Emma steps into Westfield High and everything is different. Whispers, eyes, snickers. She walks past a group. A phone is shoved in front of someone's face. Laughter. Emma's stomach knots. She spots Sophia and rushes over. Emma, what's going on? Sophia turns her phone around. Instagram post. Westfield Confessions. A school picture of Emma, but photoshopped. Devil horns drawn on. The word snob scrawled in red over her forehead. Caption: Emma Hathaway thinks she's too good for our star QB. Turned him down because he's not Ivy League enough. Who does this girl think she is? Emma, stunned whisper. No. Sophia, shaking. He wasted no time. Comment scroll. Stuck-up bitch. Thinks she's royalty. Who even is she, LOL? She's done. Emma's hands shake. Emma, he said he'd make me regret it. Int. Hallway. Later, Emma walks past people she's known for years. They look through her. Someone throws a paper ball at her feet. In AP Chemistry, her lab partner asks to switch seats. In English, she finds a note on her desk. Princess Emma thinks she's too good for us peasants. She crumples it. Her teacher notices. Says nothing. In Int. Empty music room, lunchtime. Emma pushes open the door. Dust motes swirl. She gasps. Jake is already there. Her art portfolio, open. Papers torn. Sketches stomped on. Her laptop sits on the floor. Jake, I figured you'd come here. Predictable. That's what makes this easy. Emma doesn't move, doesn't blink. Emma, what do you want? Jake, simple. Humiliation. Public apology. You admit you were wrong, smile, and beg for forgiveness. Or this? He lifts her laptop with one hand. Gone. Emma, you're insane. Jake, I'm a Morrison. And this school? My playground. He steps closer. Darker. Jake, conted. My dad golfs with Yale's admissions board. One word, you're out. That scholarship? He's on the committee. Emma's knees almost give. She hides it. Jake, conted. Come to the gym. 3:45. Alone. He flicks a torn piece of her artwork into the air. Jake, conted. Don't come. And tomorrow morning, you'll have nothing left. Int. Girls' locker room. 3:35 p.m. Emma changes into her PE clothes. She stares in the mirror. What looks back is a fragile girl. But behind the eyes, something ancient. Focused. Ready. She ties her hair into a tight ponytail. Uncle's voice. VO. The art of war is not in seeking conflict, but in ending it decisively when it finds you. She exhales. Walks out. Int. Westfield High Gymnasium. 3:45 p.m. The gym is empty, except 4 figures. Jake, Tyler, Marcus, and Brad Stevens, 18. Senior class president, phone in hand, filming. Jake gestures. On the floor, Emma's portfolio, shredded. Her laptop, half open. Her scholarship applications, crumpled. Jake right on time. Emma walks forward, controlled, focused. Tyler. She actually showed. Jake, here's the deal. You're going to kneel, beg, admit you're nothing. We'll get it on video. Maybe we forgive you. Emma doesn't answer, just looks at her destroyed art. Tears fill her eyes, not from fear, from fire. Emma, you wanted to break me. Feet. You've done the opposite. Tyler, you don't do what we say. Your laptop's toast. He lifts it above his head. Emma, wrong move. Boom. Emma moves. A blur of muscle and precision. In a flash, she grabs Tyler's wrist, twists, flips. He flies across the gym floor. Laptop safe in her other hand. Gasps. Brad's phone shakes in his grip. Emma stands. Emma, my name is Emma Hathaway. Slowly. I've been training in martial arts since I was 7. Black belt, taekwondo, Krav Maga, self-defense. You picked the wrong girl. Marcus lunges. Emma sidesteps. Palm strikes his chest. He slams into the bleachers. Jake stares, stunned. Tyler charges again, wild. Emma grabs his arm, pivots, and judo throws him hard. His hand tears her shirt mid-fall. It rips wide open. Gasps. Emma stands in her sports bra. She doesn't flinch, doesn't cover up. Emma, you wanted to humiliate me? Smiling now. All you've done is free me. Steps forward. Last chance. Leave me, and every other girl in this school, alone. Jake roars, charges. Emma pivots. Roundhouse kick, crack. Jake's body lifts, spins, and crashes to the gym floor. Silence, unmoving. Brad's phone drops. Emma breathes. Emma, Brad! He jumps. Emma, conted. Pick up my work. All of it. Carefully. Brad scrambles. The doors burst open. Coach Thompson, Principal Anderson, security, Sophia. I knew something was wrong. Principal Anderson surveys the chaos. Jake, Tyler, Marcus, the mess. Silence. Then, Principal Anderson, I need police and paramedics. Now Emma stands tall, bloodied, bruised, shirt torn, but unbroken. In T, Westfield High Gymnasium. Late afternoon. Principal Anderson is already dialing his phone. Principal Anderson, into phone. Yes, police and paramedics. Immediately. Gymnasium. Multiple injured students. Evidence of theft. Destruction of property. Attempted blackmail. Jake Morrison lies unconscious on the floor. Blood trickles from his mouth. Tyler Brooks groans, clutching his ribs. Marcus Johnson leans against the bleachers, face bloody and dazed. Tyler, struggling upright. She attacked us! That psycho? Coach Thompson steps forward, livid. Coach Thompson, shouting. Shut your mouth, Brooks! Pointing. I just watched you threaten to destroy her laptop. Saw you try to assault her. You're lucky she didn't break every bone in your body. Marcus lowers his eyes. The weight of reality settles. Marcus, quietly. Jake's done this before. All heads turn. Marcus, contied. There were 2 other girls. He showed me. Screenshots. Plans. He kept files. It's all on his phone. Tyler, you little snitch. He lurches at Marcus but collapses, winded. Int, Jim. Moments later, Emma kneels beside her shredded artwork. She picks up a torn self-portrait. Watercolors smeared, edges ripped like open wounds. Her shoulders shake. Sophia wraps an arm around her. Sophia, softly. We'll figure something out. The colleges will understand. Emma's tears fall silently, landing on the ruined page. Int, Jim entrance. Minutes later, police officers rush in alongside paramedics. One kneels beside Jake, checking his pulse. Jake, groggy, slurring. What happened? Officer Martinez stands over him. Officer Martinez. You got exactly what you deserved. He reads Jake his rights, as paramedics confirm he's stable. Officer Martinez, contied. Jake Morrison, you're under arrest for theft, harassment, destruction of property, and attempted blackmail. Jake, you can't do this. My father. Richard Morrison bursts through the doors, red-faced and boiling. Richard Morrison. This is outrageous. My son is injured and you're arresting him? That girl assaulted him. Emma stands, torn shirt, face streaked with dried tears, but defiant. Emma, your son stole 3 years of my work. He destroyed it to blackmail me. He threatened my college future, my scholarship, and my life. She lifts her chin. Emma, contidy. I defended myself when they got physical. Richard. She's lying! Principal Anderson holds up Brad's phone, the screen still recording. Principal Anderson. Actually, we have the entire incident on video. He presses play. Jake's words boom across the gym. One word from my dad, and your future is gone. Richard Morrison's face collapses. He says nothing. Officer Martinez. We'll also be getting a warrant for Jake's phone and social media accounts. Based on Mr. Johnson's statement, we believe this is not an isolated case. NT. Jim. Nightfall crime scene markers now dot the hardwood floor. Officers collect Emma's torn artwork in evidence bags. Each scrap is photographed, catalogued, handled with reverence. Emma sits in the bleachers, wrapped in a warm blanket, giving her statement. Her voice is calm, composed, precise. One by one, other girls begin to appear at the gym doors, quiet, nervous, faces pale, but eyes determined. Ashley Thompson arrives first. She hands over a folder of screenshots. Ashley. He ruined my social life after I turned him down. He spread rumors that I cheated on tests. Got me kicked from Honor Society. Rebecca Martinez comes next. Rebecca. He threatened to report my parents to ICE. Said if I didn't smile pretty, he'd make a call. Sarah Johnson appears, tears in her eyes. Sarah. He made fake Instagram accounts pretending to be me. Said I sold nudes. My little brother found it. By midnight, 12 victims had come forward. Nt. Emma's bedroom, very early morning. Emma sits at her desk, sleepless. Her shredded self-portrait is taped back together, barely holding. A battered reminder of what was lost and survived. She opens her laptop, dreading what's left. But then, a ping. Email from Mrs. Peterson, art teacher. I've contacted every school you applied to. I had digital copies of several of your works saved from our showcase last fall. It's not everything, but it's enough to prove your brilliance. Don't give up. Emma stares at the screen, lips trembling. She clicks. Reply. Emma. Typing. Thank you. Int. Westfield High. Next morning, Emma walks into school expecting silence. Or worse, what she gets is art. Lining the hallway walls near her locker are student creations, paintings, sketches, sculptures, all tribute pieces. A banner hangs above. Art is resilience. We stand with Emma. Students approach her with quiet tears, pats on the back, whispered thank yous. A freshman girl hands Emma a drawing of a phoenix rising from flame. Freshman. I was scared to say anything, but you showed me I don't have to be afraid anymore. Int. Auditorium. Later that day, the room is packed. Every student, every teacher. Principal Anderson stands at the podium. Principal Anderson. Today, we confront our failure. We created a culture where victims were afraid and predators were protected. He breathes. Principal Anderson, Conte D. That ends now. The crowd murmurs. Principal Anderson, Conte D. Effective immediately. Zero tolerance for bullying and harassment. Mandatory consent and respect education. Anonymous reporting hotline for all students. The crowd stirs again, louder this time. Principal Anderson, Conte D. And finally, Miss Emma Hathaway has agreed to lead a weekly self-defense program. Free for all students. A beat of silence, then thunderous applause. Emma stands off to the side, stunned. Nt. Emma's art class. That evening, Emma enters the art room. Mrs. Peterson meets her at the door. Mrs. Peterson. I know we can't recover what was lost, but we're going to showcase what you've created since, along with what we salvaged. She pulls out a sheet. Mrs. Peterson, Conte D. We're organizing an exhibition. All proceeds go to a new anti-bullying scholarship fund. In your name. Emma stares at the title. The Hathaway Resilience Award. She slowly nods. Inti Detention Center. Days later, Jake Morrison sits in a cold white room, shackled, hollow-eyed. He's no longer golden. A guard walks in, GUARD phone call. From your lawyer. And the press wants a statement. You ready? Jake says nothing. He stares at the table. Defeated. Nt. Westfield High. Gym. Night of exhibition. Hundreds attend. Emma walks through the gallery she helped rebuild. Bold, raw, new art lines the walls. Her new self-portrait looms at the center. Half her face is a painted warrior, the other, a crying girl. Both strong, both real. Mrs. Peterson. It's even better than the original. Emma. My old work was about blending in. This is about being seen. In classroom, self-defense. Class, night. Emma stands barefoot, surrounded by 30 students, boys and girls alike. Emma. This class isn't about hurting people. It's about protecting yourself, your space, your dignity. She raises her fist. Emma. Cont D. Sometimes you don't get to choose when the fight comes, but you do get to choose how you respond. The class mirrors her motion. Dozens of fists, dozens of stories. United, int, newsroom. Later that month, a viral video plays on national television. Emma Hathaway takes down Westfield's golden boy from victim to warrior. The story that's inspiring a nation. The screen flicks to Emma's art exhibit, her self-defense class. Host. She's not just rebuilding her future, she's helping others build theirs. Inti, Emma's bedroom. Night. Emma sits at her desk. She looks at her wall, where Ashley Thompson's letter is pinned, the one that thanked her for being the hero she needed. Emma takes a pen, writes below it, "Never again." The camera pulls back, past the photos, past the torn sketches now framed like war medals, until we see the full wall, covered with thank you notes, covered with hope in T Police Station, interrogation room. Night, a recording device clicks on. Officer Martinez sits across from Marcus Johnson, who's bruised but cooperative. His hands fidget in his lap. Officer Martinez, you understand you're not under arrest, Marcus. But if you lie, this becomes a different conversation. Marcus nods. He looks shattered, not just from the fight, but from everything he let happen. Marcus, it started months ago. Jake, he liked control. Over girls, over teachers, over us. He pauses. Marcus, Conti. I went along with it because it was easier, and I didn't want to be next. Officer Martinez, but you filmed the attack. Marcus, I didn't know what he was going to do to her until it started. When he laid her artwork out like that, like it was trash, I knew it had gone too far. He looks up. Marcus, Conti D. He has a folder, on his phone. Girls he's messed with, plans, screenshots. DM is blackmail. Ashley, Rebecca, Sarah, maybe more. Officer Martinez, do you know the passcode? Marcus hesitates. Marcus, yeah, his jersey number. INT, Westfield High, art room, day. Mrs. Peterson is on a Zoom call with Yale's admissions office. Emma sits quietly beside her, hands folded tightly. On screen, a warm-faced Dean Thomas. Dean Thomas, on screen. We've reviewed the documents your school provided, the salvaged artwork, the video footage, the statement from your faculty. Emma's heart pounds. Dean Thomas, Conti D. Emma, I want you to know, what happened to you was horrific. But the way you responded, that's extraordinary. Emma doesn't speak, afraid to break the moment. Dean Thomas, Conti, we're not going to wait for your resubmission. Consider your application reopened. If you can rebuild even part of your portfolio, we'd be honored to review it. Emma breathes. Her eyes fill. M.R.S. Peterson. Thank you. Truly. Dean Thomas, thank her. We look forward to seeing what comes next. N.T. Richard Morrison's law firm, conference room. Day. Richard Morrison storms in. His phone buzzes constantly. His assistant looks nervous. Assistant, sir. The Marcus Johnson statement is on the news. They're saying Jake had a digital trophy room. The board is asking questions. Richard grow a spine. He's a kid. This will blow over. Assistant. There's also 12 lawsuits from the families. Richard snaps. What? Assistant civil suits, harassment, emotional distress, academic sabotage, sexual coercion. They're naming you for enabling it. Reichard slams fist. This is insanity. We'll counter. We'll sue them for defamation. Assistant and Yale's rescinding your speaking engagement. They cited a conflict of values. Richard slumps in his leather chair. Richard, everything I built. Int, self-defense class. Gym, night. Emma moves with precision, demonstrating a Krav Maga wrist escape. Emma, if someone grabs you from behind, don't freeze, don't plead, react. A student, Tina, about 15, practices the move, then looks up. Tina, did you ever freeze? Emma pauses, a flicker of memory. The moment she found her artwork torn up. Jake's smirk. The humiliation. Emma, yeah. Once. That's why I won't again. The room nods. The class continues, filled with the rhythm of punches on pads and growing confidence. In tea. Emma's house. Night, Emma sits on the edge of her bed, sketchbook open. Her pencil glides, but her expression is distant. Her phone buzzes. Text from an unknown number. He wrote you a letter. I'm Dr. Williams, Jake's therapist. He asked if I could pass it along. No pressure. Just know he started therapy. He's not the same boy from that gym. Emma stares at the message. She sets her phone down. Doesn't respond. Instead, she turns to her art. NTT. Westfield High. Assembly. Day Coach Thompson steps up to the podium. Behind him, a new sign hangs, Westfield Self-Defense and Empowerment Initiative. Coach Thompson. I used to think my job was to build athletes. Turns out, I was supposed to build protectors, defenders, people with integrity. He looks toward Emma. Coach Thompson, Con-Teed. Emma Hathaway changed this school. She taught us to stop turning a blind eye. The audience applauds. Many stand. Some cry. In T, Juvenile Detention Center, Therapy Room. Day Jake Morrison sits across from Dr. Williams, looking smaller than ever. Jake, they say I'll be out in 2 years, maybe less, with good behavior. Dr. Williams, and do you think you deserve that? Jake, quiet. I don't know what I deserve. He picks at a scab on his knuckle. Jake, Con-TD. I watched the video, not the fight. The part where she said she trained since she was 7. The part where she told Brad to tell the truth. Dr. Williams waits. Jake, Con-Teed. I thought I was strong. But she didn't even raise her voice. Dr. Williams, are you ready to stop blaming and start understanding? Jake nods, barely. Dr. Williams, good. Then let's talk about power. In T, school hallway. Lunchtime. Emma walks through the hallway. Students now greet her with smiles, waves, shy thanks. But she's not chasing attention. She spots Sarah Johnson, the girl who reported Jake's fake accounts, eating alone. Emma slides her tray next to hers. Emma, mind if I join? Sarah looks stunned, then smiles. Sarah, yeah, please. They eat quietly, but Sarah looks lighter already. Int. Westfield Art Exhibition. Evening the gym is transformed again, this time for Emma's official Resilience Through Art exhibition. Each piece is a chronicle of pain turned to purpose. One canvas shows a girl in shadow kicking open a steel cage. Another depicts chains snapping from watercolor wrists. The centerpiece is Emma's new self-portrait. A full-body piece. She stands tall in a ripped school uniform, bruised but unbowed. Behind her a wall of names, students who came forward. Behind that, a phoenix in blazing reds and oranges. The crowd murmurs. Some weep. Mrs. Peterson appears beside Emma. M.R.S. Peterson. This isn't just art, it's revolution. Emma looks around. At the cameras, the press, the survivors, her classmates. Emma. It's just the beginning. Int. Juvenile detention. Common room. Night. Jake watches Emma's exhibition speech on TV. She stands with dignity, clarity, strength. A quiet tear rolls down his cheek. In the corner, another inmate nudges him. Inmate. That her? Jake nods. Inmate. She kicked your ass and changed the country. Damn. Jake doesn't respond, but something in his face shifts. Not shame. Awareness. In tea. Emma's bedroom. Late night. Emma sits at her desk. Her sketchbook is closed. She opens her email. A message waits. Subject. Scholarship approval. Risey. She exhales. Smiles. Next to her computer, she pins a tiny note. You matter. Keep going. Int. Gym. Self-defense. Class. Day Emma demonstrates a high kick. Dozens of students mirror her moves. She speaks as they move in sync. Emma. We don't fight for revenge. We fight for freedom, for dignity, for every person who thought silence was safer. The group punches in unison. Thunderous. Emma. Quantity. You're stronger than you think. They believe her, because she believed in herself first. In T. Westfield High. Principal Anderson's office. Late afternoon. Principal Anderson stands at his window, phone to his ear, voice low but urgent. Principal Anderson. I need police and paramedics at the gymnasium immediately. Yes. Multiple injured students. Evidence of theft, destruction of property, attempted blackmail. Behind him, Coach Thompson sits in stunned silence. Emma's sketchbook rests in his lap, its pages bent, but filled with undeniable brilliance. Tyler, holding his side, sits slumped on a chair nearby. Tyler, she attacked us. That psycho just snapped. Coach Thompson slams his palm on the desk. Coach Thompson, shut your mouth, Brooks. I watched the footage. You tried to destroy her future. She defended herself. You're lucky she didn't break your ribs in half. Marcus, sitting near the door with dried blood beneath his nose, looks shaken. For the first time, truly aware of what they've done. Marcus Jake's done this before, not just Emma. There's a folder on his phone, screenshots, DMS voice memos, girls, plans. Tyler turns toward him, enraged. Tyler, you little snitch! He tries to rise but collapses with a groan. The air still hasn't fully returned to his lungs. Emma, standing at the edge of the office, doesn't flinch. Her hands are still trembling, her face pale, but she stands tall. She turns toward a torn, paint-streaked envelope in her hands. Her scholarship forms. Emma, he didn't just try to humiliate me, he tried to erase me. EXT, Westfield High. Parking lot. Evening sirens wail as police cruisers and an ambulance pull up to the school. Inside the gym, paramedics kneel over Jake, who is slowly regaining consciousness. Blood trickles from his temple. Officer Martinez enters and takes it in. The scattered artwork, the chaos, Brad's phone still recording. Officer Martinez, turn that off. A beat. Then he kneels beside Jake. Officer Martinez, Contied. Jake Morrison, you're under arrest for theft, destruction of property, harassment, and attempted blackmail. Jake groans, disoriented. Jake, you? Can't. My dad. Richard Morrison, OS. He's right here. Richard Morrison storms into the gym. His expensive shoes echo like gunshots across the hardwood. His face is flushed purple with fury. Richard, this is outrageous. My son is injured, and you're arresting him? That girl. She assaulted him. Look at him. Emma, shirt still torn, stands with her arms crossed. Emma, your son stole 3 years of my artwork, tore it apart to blackmail me, threatened to destroy my college applications and scholarship. He tried to ruin my life. Richard, she's lying. Principal Anderson. We have it all on video. Brad's phone, the whole thing, every word. Richard Morrison freezes. The color drains from his face. Officer Martinez turns toward Brad, who's trembling, but nods. Brad, it was all Jake. He said she needed to learn her place. He broke into the art room, threatened to ruin her future unless she did what he wanted. Officer Martinez. We'll also be obtaining a warrant for Jake's phone and social accounts. Based on Marcus's statement, we believe there are other victims. Montage. The crime scene. Investigators photograph every torn painting and broken sculpture. Police carefully bag up Emma's laptop, her scholarship forms, even the smudged charcoal self-portrait. Students begin whispering across the school, their phones buzzing with updates. Justice for Emma starts trending within hours. Int. Police station, interrogation room, night. More girls come forward, one after the other. Ashley Thompson, via email. Jake isolated me, ruined my friendships. It started after I said no to prom. Rebecca Martinez. He said if I didn't flirt back, he'd spread lies about my family's immigration status. Sarah Johnson. He made fake profiles, said horrible things, then blamed me. 12 girls, 12 stories, all echoing Emma's. In T. Emma's room, night. Emma kneels on the floor, gathering what's left of her destroyed artwork. Her hands shake. She pulls out a self-portrait, one she'd spent months perfecting. Her face is cracked down the center. Her brush strokes, torn and smeared. She lets out a sob, one she's held in for days. Sophia sits beside her, wrapping an arm around her. Sophia, we'll figure something out. The schools will understand. You didn't lose. He did. Emma clutches the painting to her chest. Emma, 3 years. I gave everything. Sophia squeezes her hand. Sophia, you're not done. Int. National Newsroom. Night on every major channel. Westfield High student defends herself against alleged blackmail scheme. Viral video sparks outrage and calls for reform. Justice for them all trends after multiple victims speak out against star QB Jake Morrison. NT. Westfield High. Next morning, Emma walks through the school doors unsure of what to expect. She turns the corner and freezes. The hallway to her locker is lined with student art. Paintings, sketches, sculptures, photographs. A banner hangs overhead. Art is resilience. We stand with Emma. A girl from her art class steps forward, tearfully. Girl, we couldn't replace what you lost. But we wanted you to know. You're not alone. Emma breaks down, tears streaming freely. Students surround her, clapping, hugging, offering quiet words. Int. Teacher's Lounge. Day. Teachers gather, tense. Mr. Collins, who had ignored the note left on Emma's desk, stares at his coffee. M.R.S. Peterson. We failed her. We failed all of them. Principal Anderson, firmly, not anymore. Int. Westfield High. Auditorium. Emergency Assembly. Afternoon, Principal Anderson steps up to the mic. No pomp, just purpose. Principal Anderson. We created a culture where silence was safer than speaking up. That ends now. The crowd murmurs. Principal Anderson, Contied. Today, we begin mandatory consent and respect education. We are launching an anonymous reporting system. And in the spring, we will host an exhibition, Emma Hathaway's artwork, new and salvaged, with all proceeds going to a scholarship in her name. Thunderous applause. He turns to Emma, sitting front row. Principal Anderson, Contied. And I'm proud to announce. Emma Hathaway has agreed to lead Westfield's first self-defense initiative, free to all students. NT. Courtroom. Months later, the trial is tense, covered wall-to-wall by national media. Despite his father's lawyers, the video evidence, Jake's own voice, the confessions, the attack, leaves no room to spin. The judge's words are cold and final. Judge Jake Morrison, you are hereby sentenced to 3 years in juvenile detention, 5 years probation, and mandatory behavioral rehabilitation. Jake stares straight ahead. No smirk this time. Montage. Consequences. Richard Morrison's law firm hemorrhages clients. He resigns from every board. 12 civil lawsuits move forward. The Morrisons sell their mansion. Tyler and Marcus, after testifying, are sentenced to 6 months detention and public service. Brad is expelled from Westfield. Emma's art exhibition raises over $50,000 for survivors. NT, college mailroom. Day Emma opens a letter. Her breath catches. A full scholarship to Risey. Another arrives from Yale. A handwritten note inside. Your courage was as vivid as your brushwork. We would be honored to have you. Emma clutches the letters. Tears fall. Int. Emma's self-defense class. Gym. Night. The class is now filled with over 200 students. Emma walks among them, correcting stances, encouraging movement. Emma, the goal isn't to fight, it's to protect. But if they force your hand? She smiles. Emma, conted. You let them know exactly who they're dealing with. Int. YouTube. News clip. Night, a video of Emma's roundhouse kick plays over a montage of student interviews, legislative debates, and Emma's art. Anchor. VO. What started as a local story in a high school gymnasium has ignited a global movement. Students, parents, lawmakers, all inspired by one girl who refused to be broken. EXT, Westfield High, Night. Emma stands in the dark, staring at the school. It's quiet. Still. Sophia, OS. You ready? Emma nods. Emma, let's go. She turns away, not with sadness, but with purpose. This chapter is done, but her story is just beginning. Int. Westfield Police Station, Victim Services. Office. Day sunlight streams through the blinds. Emma sits at a table with a victim services counselor. Her fingers gently trace a bent corner of her recovered portfolio. Counselor. You've been through more than anyone should. But you didn't just survive, Emma. You changed everything. Emma doesn't respond. Her eyes rest on her sketchbook. A ruined page has been carefully taped back together. Emma. It still feels like I lost something. Like the girl who painted this is gone. Counselor, maybe. But the girl who came after her? She's not weaker. Just louder. Emma nods, slowly. Int. Westfield High. Hallway. Morning students pass each other with newfound attentiveness. Gone are the cruel whispers and careless comments. Even the usual bullies walk more cautiously. A poster on the wall reads, Self-Defense Club. Mondays and Wednesdays, learn, train, empower. Emma, now in clean gym clothes, pins up a new flyer underneath. Open Survivor Art Gallery. Submissions accepted until April 3rd. Sophia appears at her side, coffee in one hand, her school ID swinging from a lanyard labeled Pre-Law Prep. Sophia, you're a celebrity now. I can't even walk to Spanish without overhearing freshmen whisper your name like you're Batman. Emma Batman wore a mask. Sophia, yeah, you wore a sports bra and dropped 3 football players in under 60 seconds. Emma smiles faintly, but her eyes remain distant. Int. Emma's house. Living room, even Vehi. C. Emma's parents sit on the couch, proud but visibly shaken as they watch a news segment featuring Emma's story. Their daughter's face fills the screen, glowing with poise and strength. Reporter, VO. What started with a violent act of self-defense has become a national conversation. Survivors are speaking up. Schools are reforming policies. And across the country, Emma Hathaway has become the face of a movement. Her mother wipes away a tear. Mother, she didn't tell us how bad it was. Not until it was too late. Father, she didn't want to hurt us with it. She carried it alone, so we wouldn't have to. NT. Self-defense class. Night Emma leads a packed gym full of students. No longer just girls. Boys are here now, too. She demonstrates a controlled wrist escape, her voice calm but confident. Emma, this isn't just about fighting. It's about claiming space, knowing you have the right to be safe at school, at home, online, everywhere. She scans the room. Emma, con TD. Repeat after me. My boundaries are not up for debate. Class, in unison. My boundaries are not up for debate. Int. Newsroom. Day Emma sits opposite a reporter for a televised special. The set is soft-lit, tasteful. She's composed, her hands folded on her lap. Reporter, you went from a quiet high school student to the centerpiece of a national conversation. Was there ever a moment you thought, I didn't sign up for this? Emma every day. Reporter, so why continue? Emma, because every message I get from a girl saying, you made me believe I mattered. That's the reason. I didn't ask for this role, but I'm not letting it go to waste. Montage, the ripple effect. A girl in Indiana starts her own self-defense club at school. A school in New York updates its harassment policy, citing the Hathaway case. A teenage boy in Canada posts a video about stepping in when his friend made sexist jokes. A mother in Brazil emails Emma to say her daughter reported an abusive teacher because of her story. NT, Westfield High, Art Room, afternoon. Emma stands with Mrs. Peterson, organizing pieces for the upcoming gallery show. New art lines the walls, raw, emotional, stunning. Mrs. Peterson, some of these, they're like open wounds. Emma, they're not, they're stitches. She holds up a painting from a freshman, dark swirls parting to reveal a gold heart beneath. Emma, Contidi, these girls aren't bleeding anymore, they're healing. Enent Juvenile Detention Center, Therapy Room, night. Jake Morrison sits across from Dr. Williams. His face is pale, thinner now, not arrogant, just tired. Dr. Williams. What did you feel when she kicked you? Jake, pain, surprise, embarrassment. Dr. Williams. What did you feel when she stood over you and said no? Jake looks down. Jake. Small. Dr. Williams. That's not weakness, Jake. That's clarity. Start there. Int, Westfield High, Art Exhibition, night. The gallery space is packed. Parents, teachers, students, reporters. Emma stands at the entrance in a sleek black outfit, her hair pulled back, calm but radiant. Sophia, Mrs. Peterson, and Coach Thompson flank her. A large canvas dominates the center, Emma's new self-portrait. She stands split, half in a karate gi, the other with a paintbrush in hand. Fierce, bold, unapologetic. A banner hangs above, "The Girl Who Fought Back." Students begin clapping. Applause builds. Emma's face flushes, not with embarrassment, but deep emotion. Sophia leans in. Sophia, they don't just see what you did. They see what they can do because of you. In T, State Capitol, Committee Room. Day Emma sits before a panel of state lawmakers. Microphones buzz, cameras flash. Legislator. Miss Hathaway, if passed, this law will enforce stronger penalties for harassment and mandate restorative justice programs in schools. You inspired it. Do you have any final thoughts? Emma clears her throat. Emma, no law can undo what we've lived through, but it can stop the next girl from being silenced. And that's why we're here. Int. Westfield High. Senior classroom. Last week of school, Emma packs her bag slowly. Her locker is clean. Her shoes scuff the floor as she lingers in the empty hallway one last time. Coach Thompson appears beside her, holding a manila envelope. Coach Thompson, got something for you. Emma opens it. Inside, a handwritten letter from the governor congratulating her on helping pass Emma's law. Coach Thompson, CONTD. We've got a scholarship fund, an art wing expansion, kids signing up for self-defense faster than we can teach them. Emma. It's not just me. It's all of us. He nods. Coach Thompson. Still, it started with you. Emma's room, night before graduation. Emma stares at her Yale acceptance letter. She flips it closed and looks at a letter tucked into a separate envelope. It's from Jake. She hasn't opened it. She places it back in a drawer. Not yet. Her phone buzzes. Text from Sophia. Can't sleep. You ready to be legendary tomorrow? Emma types back. We already are. XT, Westfield High. Graduation day. Morning. The field is full. The energy electric. Emma takes the stage to deliver her valedictorian speech. She looks out at the crowd. Familiar faces. And new ones who've heard the story. Emma, 4 years ago, I tried to be invisible. I thought strength meant silence, survival, not standing out, not saying no. She pauses. Emma, haunted. But real strength? Real strength is knowing your worth and defending it. Real strength is saying, I matter, even when someone tries to convince you otherwise. Students lean forward. Emma, Con TD. We are not just the class that graduated. We are the class that changed the rules. That stood together. That refused to be quiet. She scans the crowd and spots a line of freshman girls. They wear shirts that say, Train like Emma. Tears rise in her eyes. She finishes. Emma, Conted. So my message to anyone still afraid, you're not powerless. You're not alone. And your voice? It matters more than you know. The crowd erupts. Emma steps down, surrounded by applause, hugs, and tears. XT. Emma's house, driveway. Days later, Emma loads the last box into her car. Her parents stand nearby, emotional but proud. Her mother hugs her tightly. Mother, go show Yale what Westfield already knows. EXT, highway, montage. Emma's car speeds down the highway. Her phone buzzes with notifications. NT. Yale University. Freshman orientation. Day. The iconic Gothic buildings of Yale rise behind a flurry of new students, rolling suitcases and hugging nervous parents. Emma steps out of her car with a single duffel, her expression calm but alert. Her hair is tied back. Her eyes scan everything, quietly mapping exits, angles, posture, habits she hasn't lost. Her roommate, Lana Nguyen, greets her at the door. Lana, Emma Hathaway, right? The Emma Hathaway? Emma, just Emma. Lana, you're a legend where I'm from. I'm Vietnamese-American. My little cousin in California? She joined a Krav Maga club because of your video. Emma softens. Emma, tell her I said hi, and she's the legend for joining. Yale, classroom, day. A lecture hall hums with energy. A professor lectures on postmodern art. Emma sits in the middle row, absorbing every word. Beside her, Lana doodles in a sketch pad. Professor, art is not what you see. It's what you force others to confront. Emma underlines that sentence in her notebook. Yale. Library. Evening. Stacks of books on gender, power, resistance, trauma, and art surround Emma. She jots notes feverishly, sketching out ideas in a worn journal. Each page is a seed. Art as resistance. Trauma to creation theory. Survivor storytelling through visual narrative. Phoenix Project. Westfield. Simultaneous. Back home, Sophia now runs day-to-day operations of the Phoenix Project. A local news crew films her leading a workshop. Sophia. Every survivor doesn't have the same story, but every survivor deserves the same dignity. A girl raises her hand. Girl, did Emma really beat up 3 football players? Sophia smirks. Sophia, technically 4, but that's not the point. Yale. Student Union, night. Emma sits at a round-table meeting with other student leaders. Student 1, what if we combine your survivor art idea with restorative circles? Student 2. And host the exhibition during Sexual Assault Awareness Month? Emma listens, then leans forward. Emma. Let's call it the fire room. Lana. Why? Emma. Because every one of us has walked through flames to get here. It's time they see the burn marks. And the beauty. Montage. Emma's impact grows. A feature on NPR. The warrior artist, Emma Hathaway's revolution in paint. Emma speaks at high schools across New England, teaching both self-defense and creative expression. Girls from Rwanda, India, and Jordan send in artwork to the Phoenix Project. Boys from an inner-city school in Detroit form a consent education club named The Line. INT, Juvenile Detention Center, Therapy Group. Day Jake Morrison speaks in front of a small group. His face is drawn, but his posture is humble. Jake. I used to think power came from control, from forcing people to say yes. But power, real power, is when you can handle someone saying no and still treat them with dignity. The counselor nods. Others in the group absorb his words. INT, Yale, Art Studio, night. Emma works late, drenched in sweat and paint. Her new piece is bold, a charred landscape out of which golden figures rise, some broken, some whole, all moving forward. Lana walks in and stops, stunned. Lana, is that for the fire room? Emma doesn't answer. She just keeps painting. INT, the fire room, Yale Gallery. Opening night, crowds fill the space. Cameras flash, reporters buzz. Each piece has a survivor's story next to it. Some are anonymous, some brutally raw. Emma steps to the microphone. Emma. They tried to destroy my work once. Thought if they burned the paper, they'd erase the person. But pain makes stubborn ink. We made art out of ash. Thunderous applause. One professor turns to another, whispering, Professor, she's rewriting what campus advocacy looks like, and art education too. NT. Emma's dorm room, night. A letter lies on her desk from the Savannah College of Art and Design, offering a position on their guest lecture circuit. Beside it, another letter from a senator's office requesting Emma's participation in a federal task force on campus harassment. Emma closes both. She takes a breath. Then she opens the third letter, the one from Jake Morrison. She reads, Jake, VO. I don't expect forgiveness, but I need you to know that you changed me. Not because you hurt me, but because you didn't stay broken. You fought back. And then you helped others fight too. That's real strength. Emma presses the letter to her chest. Not in forgiveness, not in closure, just in acknowledgement. NT, Phoenix Project, National Conference. Day Emma walks onto a grand stage in Washington, D.C. Thousands of advocates and survivors sit in the audience. Her backdrop is a massive image of the fire room painting. Emma, when I was 17, I thought power was silence. Then I thought it was a perfect roundhouse kick. But now, I know what power really is. She pauses, lets the silence fill with gravity. Emma, co-NTD, power is voice. Power is truth. Power is choosing to rise again and again, no matter who tries to bury you. NT, Westfield High, 3 years later, night. The self-defense class is now part of the curriculum. A large mural of Emma covers the gym wall, not as a hero, but as a catalyst. A group of students huddle around Maria Santo, now the instructor. Student, did she really start this because of one fight? Maria number. She started this because of one choice, not to stay quiet. NT, Yale graduation ceremony. Day Emma walks across the stage. The entire crowd stands. Professors, students, deans, some chant her name. She receives her diploma. In the crowd, Sophia cheers. Emma's parents weep. EXT City Street. Night. Emma steps into a small building. Inside, a new branch of the Phoenix Project. This one in New York City. The space is empty, but full of possibility. She looks up at the banner. You're safe here. You're believed here. You matter here. She flips on the lights, and the fire burns brighter. INT, United Nations Headquarters, New York. Day. A sprawling glass-walled chamber filled with delegates from nearly every country in the world. Emma stands at the podium, flanked by a panel of activists and world leaders. Behind her, a projection screen reads, Global Youth Summit on Gender Justice and Empowerment. The room hushes as Emma begins. Emma, 3 years ago, I was a high school senior begging a boy not to destroy my future. Today, I'm not begging. Today, I'm building. Beat. And we're not alone anymore. INT Phoenix Project, New York HQ, early morning. A wave of energy. Phones ring. Staff types furiously. Maps of international locations hang from the walls. A digital board flashes. 24 countries. 162 cities. One mission. Maria Santo, now regional director, reviews applications from Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Poland, and Jordan. Maria, we're booked solid for the next 6 months. She looks to Emma. Maria, conted. They're calling you La Llama, the flame. Emma doesn't smile. She nods solemnly. INT Prison, Therapy Room. Day Jake Morrison, clean-cut, older, speaks at a restorative justice circle. Inmates sit in a tight ring. A victim advocate facilitates. Jake, I wanted control, and when I couldn't get it with charm, I took it with fear. Beat. But no one can control the truth. A hand is raised. A young man, 18, who looks like Jake once did. Young man, you think people like us can really change? Jake meets his eyes. Jake, I think we have to, and I think the people we hurt deserve nothing less. INT. Congressional Hearing Room, Washington, D.C. Day Emma sits at a hearing table next to senators, professors, and legal experts. The room is packed. C-SPAN cameras roll. A nameplate reads, Emma Hathaway, founder, the Phoenix Project. She places a hand on a folder marked, Emma's Law, Federal Expansion Proposal. Emma, we're not asking you to protect survivors. We're demanding you stop empowering abusers. That begins with education, enforcement, and accountability. A senator leans into the microphone. Senator Davis, Miss Hathaway. Is this a war? Emma meets his gaze. Emma, it's a reckoning. Montage. Global movement. A 10-year-old girl in Brazil teaches her friends how to escape wrist grabs. A trans teen in South Africa delivers a speech at their school inspired by Emma's TED Talk. A mother in India opens a Phoenix Project satellite using microgrants funded by donations from Emma's art exhibitions. A university in Berlin installs a consent curriculum named after Emma Hathaway. INT, Sophia's apartment, Columbia University. Night stacks of law books. Sophia in sweats, reading files. She FaceTimes Emma. Sophia pro bono case. A girl expelled for defending herself against a staff member. Emma, you taking it? Sophia already did. Emma, you're a machine. Sophia, we learned from the best. INT. Emma's new apartment, Brooklyn, night. Emma stands at a massive canvas. Her new studio is quiet. She paints a girl walking through a burning forest, shoulders squared, fists loose at her sides, not in aggression, but resolve. INT. Emma's office. Next day, Maria enters, placing a tablet on Emma's desk. Maria, you need to see this. It's a headline from a national newspaper. Senator's daughter, CT's Phoenix Project, after escaping assault. Emma reads the article silently. Maria, con TD. She said the self-defense video saved her life. Emma places the tablet down, emotion in her throat. Emma, this is what it's all for. INT, Harvard, National Policy Conference. Night, Emma delivers a keynote to policymakers. Emma, if a teenage girl being cornered in a gym can create a global movement, then no one gets to say they're powerless. Not anymore. The crowd rises to its feet. INT, Phoenix Project Headquarters. Boardroom. Day, the Board of Directors. Now including Emma, Maria, Sophia, Coach Thompson, and several international advocates, votes unanimously to launch the Flame Initiative, Global Education, Survivor Arts, Male Allyship Programs, and Legal Reform in 30 nations by 2030. INT, Juvenile Center. Day, Jake finishes a lecture to a group of incarcerated teens. As he gathers his notes, a young boy approaches. Young boy. That girl you talk about. Emma. Do you think she'd ever forgive you? Jake hesitates, looks out the window. Jake. I don't know. Beat. But that's not the point. The point is, I forgive who I used to be, so I can spend the rest of my life fixing what I broke. INT, Westfield High, Anniversary Event. Day, a marble plaque is unveiled. In honor of Emma Hathaway, student, fighter, artist, leader. The gym walls are now covered with murals painted by students from around the world. Coach Thompson, gray at the temples, addresses a packed gym of students, parents, and press. Coach Thompson. We used to teach kids how to win. Now, we teach them how to stand. The crowd roars. INT, New York Gallery. Fire Room Reopening. Night. The Fire Room reopens as a permanent installation. This time, it includes hundreds of new pieces by global survivors. Emma walks the exhibit, stopping at a painting by a Syrian refugee girl. A tree growing from a cracked earth, filled with fists instead of fruit. She touches her heart, then moves on. INT, Phoenix Project, Central Training Room, Night. Emma watches a group of new instructors lead a session. One of them is Sarah Hathaway, the girl who shared her name but once needed saving. Now, she's teaching others how to protect themselves. Emma wipes away a tear. INT, Emma's home, Night. Emma sits by the window, watching the skyline. Her phone buzzes. It's a message from the senator whose daughter used her video to escape. You saved my daughter's life. I owe you everything. The vote passes next week. Emma sets the phone down. She walks to a box on the bookshelf, opens it, and pulls out her original art journal, charred at the edges, but intact. She sketches something new. A spark, then a flame, then a wildfire of people standing, fists up, arms linked, defiant and free. XT. Phoenix Project Global Center. 3 years later, morning. A sleek, state-of-the-art facility rises in the heart of Brooklyn. Solar panels, murals, a sprawling open-air plaza. The building hums with life. Translators, students, artists, and teachers from dozens of countries pass through its glass doors. A massive sculpture stands at the entrance, a girl mid-roundhouse kick, cast in bronze. An engraved plaque reads, Emma Hathaway, From Silence to Flame. INT, Phoenix Project, Global Center, Conference Hall, Continuous, a buzzing international audience. Headsets for translation, cameras from BBC, Al Jazeera, CNN, and more. Maria Santo walks on stage to thunderous applause. Maria, today, we celebrate not the beginning, but the continuation of something unstoppable. She gestures to a massive screen behind her. Maria, conted. One spark, one girl, one moment. On screen, a freeze frame. Emma in the gym, mid-kick. Maria, contedi, and the movement that rose from it. Applause erupts again. INT, Emma's suite. Backstage. Same time, Emma stands at a mirror. Her hair pulled back simply. Her original, restored painting, the self-portrait, hangs framed behind her. She closes her eyes. Steady breath. Coach Thompson steps in. Coach Thompson. 30 million viewers. And it all started in a high school gym with 3 cowards and 1 lion-hearted girl. Emma turns, tears in her eyes. Emma, thank you for never treating me like I was crazy. He places a hand on her shoulder. Coach Thompson. You were never crazy, Emma. You were right. Int. Main stage. Moments later, lights dim, music swells. Emma walks onto the stage. Standing ovation, not a dry eye in the room. She begins. Emma, we called it the Phoenix Project because it began in fire. My portfolio burned. My trust violated. My peace shattered. But from the ashes came something fierce, something sacred. And it didn't end with me. Beat. It never really began with me either. Montage: The world Emma built. In a rural village in Kenya, girls train in a thatched gym under the Phoenix banner. In Sweden, a male ally group debates consent education laws. In Chile, Emma's Art as Resistance curriculum is implemented at a national level. In Pakistan, the first all-girls Phoenix chapter opens with Emma's video translated in Urdu. In New Zealand, a school names its new gym the Hathaway Center for Courage. In Prison, Therapy Room, Simultaneous. Jake Morrison finishes his final mandated therapy session. Older, wiser, changed. Dr. Williams hands him an envelope. D.R. Williams. She didn't write back. Jake opens it anyway. A photo. It's his old victim, Sarah Johnson, now a Phoenix instructor, smiling with students. On the back, we heal. Even if you don't see it. Emma, Coentidi. Power is voice. Power is truth. Power is choosing to rise again and again, no matter who tries to bury you. In Westfield High, 3 years later, night. The self-defense class is now part of the curriculum. A large mural of Emma covers the gym wall, not as a hero, but as a catalyst. A group of students huddle around Maria Santo, now the instructor. Student. Did she really start this because of one fight? Maria number. She started this because of one choice, not to stay quiet. In Yale graduation ceremony. Day Emma walks across the stage. The entire crowd stands. Professors, students, deans, some chant her name. She receives her diploma. In the crowd, Sophia cheers. Emma's parents weep. EXT City Street. Night. Emma steps into a small building. Inside, a new branch of the Phoenix Project. This one in New York City. The space is empty, but full of possibility. She looks up at the banner. You're safe here. You're believed here. You matter here. She flips on the lights, and the fire burns brighter. INT, United Nations Headquarters, New York. Day. A sprawling glass-walled chamber filled with delegates from nearly every country in the world. Emma stands at the podium, flanked by a panel of activists and world leaders. Behind her, a projection screen reads, Global Youth Summit on Gender Justice and Empowerment. The room hushes as Emma begins. Emma, 3 years ago, I was a high school senior begging a boy not to destroy my future. Today, I'm not begging. Today, I'm building. Beat. And we're not alone anymore. NT Phoenix Project, New York HQ, early morning. A wave of energy. Phones ring. Staff types furiously. Maps of international locations hang from the walls. A digital board flashes. 24 countries. 162 cities. One mission. Maria Santo, now regional director, reviews applications from Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Poland, and Jordan. Maria, we're booked solid for the next 6 months. She looks to Emma. Maria, conted. They're calling you La Llama, the flame. Emma doesn't smile. She nods solemnly. INT Prison, Therapy Room. Day Jake Morrison, clean-cut, older, speaks at a restorative justice circle. Inmates sit in a tight ring. A victim advocate facilitates. Jake, I wanted control, and when I couldn't get it with charm, I took it with fear. beat. But no one can control the truth. A hand is raised. A young man, 18, who looks like Jake once did. Young man, you think people like us can really change? Jake meets his eyes. Jake, I think we have to. And I think the people we hurt deserve nothing less. Int. Congressional Hearing Room, Washington, D.C. Day Emma sits at a hearing table next to senators, professors, and legal experts. The room is packed. C-SPAN cameras roll. A nameplate reads, Emma Hathaway, founder, The Phoenix Project. She places a hand on a folder marked, Emma's Law, Federal Expansion Proposal. Emma, we're not asking you to protect survivors. We're demanding you stop empowering abusers. That begins with education, enforcement, and accountability. A senator leans into the microphone. Senator Davis, Miss Hathaway. Is this a war? Emma meets his gaze. Emma, it's a reckoning. Montage. Global movement. A 10-year-old girl in Brazil teaches her friends how to escape wrist grabs. A trans teen in South Africa delivers a speech at their school inspired by Emma's TED Talk. A mother in India opens a Phoenix Project satellite using microgrants funded by donations from Emma's art exhibitions. A university in Berlin installs a consent curriculum named after Emma Hathaway. INT, Sophia's apartment, Columbia University. Night stacks of law books. Sophia in sweats, reading files. She FaceTimes Emma. Sophia pro bono case. A girl expelled for defending herself against a staff member. Emma, you taking it? Sophia already did. Emma, you're a machine. Sophia, we learned from the best. In T. Emma's new apartment, Brooklyn, night. Emma stands at a massive canvas. Her new studio is quiet. She paints a girl walking through a burning forest, shoulders squared, fists loose at her sides, not in aggression, but resolve. Int. Emma's office. Next day, Maria enters, placing a tablet on Emma's desk. Maria, you need to see this. It's a headline from a national newspaper. Senator's daughter CT's Phoenix Project after escaping assault. Emma reads the article silently. Maria, con TD. She said the self-defense video saved her life. Emma places the tablet down, emotion in her throat. Emma, this is what it's all for. In T. Harvard, National Policy Conference. Night, Emma delivers a keynote to policymakers. Emma, if a teenage girl being cornered in a gym can create a global movement, then no one gets to say they're powerless. Not anymore. The crowd rises to its feet. Int. Phoenix Project Headquarters. Boardroom. Day, the Board of Directors. Now including Emma, Maria, Sophia, Coach Thompson, and several international